A week on the road finishes in the ATL, where the Warriors are looking for perfection. The first time they see the Hawks, having beaten the Knicks and the Wizards, Atlanta in the way. And since the All-Star break, the Warriors playing excellent basketball. They're undefeated, winning by an average of 15, and they don't want to slow down or slip up tonight.
I mean, he can sky, and he's quick. And Schroeder's quick.
Schroeder got around McGee to float it up and in. Curry off the ball, so Stephen couldn't touch it. And Curry, if they're overplaying you, move without the ball. He's having a very good season. People ding him for his contract, but as a player, he's been decent. And the three for Taurean Prince.
Bazemore's having a good year, former Warrior. Kind of figured out in 6 years how to play.
Prince had hit 1 3 and make it 2. Put 4 All-Stars on the Eastern Conference team.
Yeah, he's one of the...
Oh, how did Durant do that with the left hand?
Let's see what Schroeder does here.
There's Collins from deep. So 3 threes by the Hawks early.
Well, kind of middle of the pack. They don't defend it well, by the way. We're next to last, defending threes.
KD, that amazing floater, and then the jumper.
Higher Atlanta roster.
Yes.
Okay? He has more points than their roster.
There's a more conventional lob, and Durant hammering it with 2 hands.
That's almost a sure basket 90% of the time. And he took the Hawks out of it.
Bazemore dropping it in from the baseline.
And he's finally figured out how to play, Bob. He's under control, doesn't make the mistakes. There's Thompson.
And Clay's first shot is a 3, perfectly done. Interesting.
And they're 9-31 against the East.
That makes no sense.
Well, the East better. They're better this year. They're much stronger than they've been in years.
Durant filling the lane. Edmonds out on Clay. And on the flip side is Curry wide open for 3. Great awareness to switch the court. Hadn't even gotten to the top either. Klay Thompson dropping it off. JaVale. Very clever up and under. We've seen a few of those.
He's very athletic around the basket. The Steve Kerr era against the East, 98-16.
And Durant floating that home. So
I'm glad to see the East a little stronger now. Aren't you?
It's getting there.
I like a little more parity.
John Collins off the nice feed from Schroeder.
Don't just stand there where you were.
Schroeder continues to attack and a pretty nifty finish. Atlanta very competitive in this first quarter. The lob to Collins. There's a lot of reasons to like John Collins.
That's when you know you've got to get rid of the ball. Otherwise, get your arm twisted. Yeah, that's a pretty nice play there.
And Andre just kind of timed that with Zaza. About Archbishop Malloy. It's one of the most famous high schools in our country, but Malloy it's a Catholic college in Long Island. So he's at the end of the bench right now. And we're talking about that ankle.
Yeah, he might have started to go back and said, no, I'm going to come back out. But you do that so many times.
Miles Plumlee, we had the hook on the other end. Iguodala will tee up a 3 and drop it down. Andre's 3-point shot, his perimeter shooting.
It's just very frustrating.
Quinn Cook's going to play some minutes here. Nick Young for 3, and he dropped that down.
Doesn't take him long. Team's 12 of 20. And the Hawks made 3 threes as Nick Young knocks down his second and the 5th for the Warriors.
Be a good night for Nick Young, like we said in the first. Nick Young will drop off to David West. Nicely done. Nick Young drawing the defense. Nick Young from the corner. He starts to get hot. Here we go.
He's been in just a little under 4 minutes. He's got 11 points.
John Collins is back in the game. And Dedmon finally ends that 5-minute drought without a field goal for Atlanta. In the locker room, but staying warm and keeping that ankle loose. That's what we're told.
Draymond wanted that backdoor cut. Setting up Nick. He couldn't get it. Turned a turnover and
Hawks took advantage. Durant, the big windup. At this level, that's stolen every time. And Bazemore buries the 3. And that's just a silly turnover, and Steve Kerr is going to use the timeout right away.
You think about it a little bit. You're not in your comfort zone or rhythm.
Schroeder, you know where he wants to go.
Well, he knows how to finish, too, with bigger people. You can see.
Of course, done a good job of denying him the ball, but that was a good take there.
And I love the way they just took his time. He thought about giving it up. He said, no one's here. I'm just going to go up from the rhythm. And your balance.
Trying to just face guard Curry. He still springs free and still hits the three.
Quick shoot that one because Delaney recovered quickly. Didn't bother him at all. Curry still stayed with it.
Very Schroeder.
He's having a first half, isn't he?
He's got a dozen. We've seen the great drives. That was a very comfortable pull-up. Shot clock at 10. Schroeder staying with Curry again briefly. And Steph hits the field goal and draws a foul. They're just running Steph everywhere. And he's killing Atlanta right now. Curry another three. Prince misfiring on that three. And Collins the rebound. Bazemore will tee it up. Kent Bazemore from three. And Collins blocking Jordan Bell.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't have his lift yet.
Bazemore again.
Well, he always was a streak shooter. Now he's a pretty good shooter.
The lead at 6. Warriors have had it as high as 12. Steph's kind of in that human torch mode right now. I'm just going to keep scoring, so I'm not giving you the foul.
But I want Klay Thompson to understand they're one-on-one. He's got to take that all the way. Again, just get stops here. Keep him outside.
And Draymond played Schroeder really well, and Schroeder still finished. Down to 3. Curry in the lane with the left hand, and he puts it up and in.
Boy, has he put on a show for these fans tonight.
25 in the half for Curry. So up 12, and to Jim's point, expand that lead as Curry hits a three. Hasn't cooled off at all. We check in with Gareth Burke, centers back in the day. Oh, Durant, what a catch.
And guards then also, but you're right. There's a rivalry in those positions, and there's no question about it.
Prince.
What a steal. Man. And he likes this shot.
And Prince, the defense on one end, and the youngster with the three on the other. We just saw Jan Mahimi. There's another timing when you become a free agent. As Klay Thompson buries it from the baseline. Steph with the rebound. It's time for Durant to kick in a little bit offensively in his own right. And right on cue, he drops in the jumper. Cross match this half, where Steph is dealing with Bazemore and Schroeder.
He got 19 on 10 shots.
And Klay banking it home.
I think that can make a bigger statement than that.
Bazemore got all the way to the rim and laid it in and drew the foul. But the free throw line was the difference. He averaged 50 a game that year on average. In that season, which is amazing. Cook, Iguodala, Nick Young with Pachulia and Durant. Kevin's got to score with this unit. And he does right there. Play before play. I've seen the game already. I know the final score.
Well, this is going to be a three-point play.
Collins guiding it home and drawing the foul. Street. He's not nearly done, but Collins, 10 points, 6 boards. And Durant back-to-back jumpers. Moore's been making threes.
Curry was hotter than heck in that second quarter.
Quinn Cook, little mid-range. They've had chances, Jim's mentioned it a couple times, to really expand this, and they haven't.
Good defense by Cook there.
And Schroeder 3, and it's back to a single-digit game. Schroeder's really getting into Cook right now. Nick Young, little up fake, and the knee's better. Drops in the 3. He's got 14. Defense by Nick Young. Made Delaney give it up. Flipped up and in. They've got a bunch of quick guards. Jalen Moore is scoring there, but gets 7, and Durant with the quick hands knocked it away. Jordan Bell comes up with it, and a pass that Delaney was waiting for.
That was a blind pass.
Oh, and he hits a 3.
That was a blind pass that should never been thrown. Delaney.
So 8-point game with 40 seconds left in the third. And Durant, tough take.
And when we have to, we can bring our offensive weapons.
Schroeder. I tell you, Schroeder and Bazemore tonight have been just outstanding. Muscala didn't quite catch it cleanly. 1 second left. Schroeder from midcourt, and he banked it in. He banks in a 3. Scala took a dive, and David just stopped and made the shot.
Thinking that's so early in the shot clock, you can get that any time.
Scala answers with a three of his own. Nick Young, little step in. They're riding that hand. Warriors playing some D that trip down. Nick Young and Iguodala. Andre in the scattered break. And he got it somehow to David West. On Green in your way. Warriors 8 of the last 11. Clay for three. Got it.
That a lot this year. You get threatened, and all of a sudden, you preserve it.
Dorian Prince hitting a three. Abel. Andre with the quick hands. The push ahead of Bazemore to hammer it down.
What a play.
For that dunk. Collins kind of bulldogged his way inside.
He'll learn how to score a little better, one-on-one.
And there he is on the lob.
That's what I'm saying. Around the rim.
Screen, and Durant with a rebound. Iguodala in the middle, setting up Draymond to hammer it. By 11. Bazemore's open in the corner, and he has had a night. He had Bazemore 5 of 7 on threes. Durant missing that three. Iguodala has guided it home.
I think people ought to do that a little bit more. They had a 2-on-1, but Durant's going to finish it.
Oh, KD. Oh, man. Went left, went right, went over the shoulder, and put it over the iron. Defense there.
We're 3-on-2, and you squander that.
Don't get a shot off.
That, to me, is the most frustrating one.
And Prince makes it a single-digit game again. Bazemore. It's a nice move without the ball. It is a 3-possession game. Schroeder makes it a 5-point game. Just want to use some clock here. That was a near steal. Nick Young, can he put Atlanta away? No. Now down 5 here. A three and a foul. 2 minutes without scoring. And Atlanta just kept creeping into the game. It's done.
They'll try to make some steal or something, but you want to come out, and they should move it to half court.
And rims in all three. So a 2-point game, 9 unanswered. Durant.
Schroeder knows how to get the steals.
You can just throw it high for Kevin, and he's got it, and he's fouled.
You still got a ways to go, even if you hit them both, and Kevin didn't hit.
Okay, Durant, are you going to foul here? 13 left. Now down to 10. You do not want to give someone a three. Iguodala's got the steal. Iguodala's got the dunk. I'm saying if they do, fine.
Yeah, I
Don't give
agree.
up a three. It was a beautiful play by Iguodala. That will do it. Andre Iguodala, the door slammer. They win without Curry down the stretch. You credit Atlanta for a great closing run.